It's time for Around the Ozarks News, sponsored by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Advanced Car Care, Smouse Brothers, and United Plumbing. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Hey, Sarah Forhetz this morning, along with Diana. Ethan is off again, and it's Friday, so we finally have made it.
Yes, we made it,
Friday.
barely.
I know, barely. We have some very sad news to begin with this morning. Just a disturbing story out of Springfield. A 15-year-old boy was lured into a deadly ambush, chased and shot dead while pleading for his life. Miles Young was murdered with a single gunshot wound to the chest on West Maplewood Street last week. An 18-year-old boy is now charged with first-degree murder, and investigators believe that others may have been involved. The search for additional suspects continues.
Oh my gosh, that's just awful.
15 and 18.
A big hug. Yeah, give your kids a big hug. I mean, it's been spring break week, and those who are here, it's like sometimes we let our kids kind of do whatever, but wow,
man.
Okay, on to this. Mountain Grove schools were closed Thursday after a fire broke out early yesterday morning at the Ozark Mountain Technical Center. Firefighters were called around 6 a.m. and they found heavy smoke and flames on the second floor, which were later contained. Good for them. Officials say that parts of the building suffered significant damage, and the state fire marshal is now investigating. Meanwhile, the city remains under a boil water advisory, with residents urged to boil water before using. School officials say reopening details will be shared once conditions are safe.
I saw that it closed down due to an emergency, and then a little later in the morning, once the Facebook, got woken up in the world, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, wild.
All right. This is interesting. A major law enforcement announcement is expected today in Springfield following a series of arrests across the region. The U.S. Attorney's Office will hold a press conference at 11 o'clock this morning at the Greene County Public Safety Center. Officials say the case involves a coordinated sweep across Greene, Christian, and Jasper counties, which is Joplin. Multiple local, state, and federal agencies took part, including the FBI, DEA, and Missouri State Highway Patrol. Whew. So I'm on pins and needles waiting for that one.
Okay.
Starts at 11. Seriously, there's so many things that my mind thinks that it is, but I don't know, so I'm not going to speculate.
Okay. Well, stay tuned. I'm sure you'll hear more from Around the Ozarks news team, right?
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
Well, thousands of high school students from across southern Missouri, they get to head to Springfield April 1st for the Build My Future Construction Showcase. This event is so neat. My kid did this last year. Anyways, this event runs from 8:30 to 2 o'clock at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds E-Plex. Students get their hands on these construction skilled trades like carpentry, plumbing, roofing, along with careers like engineering and architecture. Organizers say 67 exhibits will be set up for nearly 100 schools from across a 24-county region. The program has continued to grow and is now used in multiple states across the country. Prosecutors from several counties are expected to outline details of the operation. So we'll just continue to see how that goes, but it's great.
That's cool.
It truly builds
neat.
their future in careers like construction and all of that.
Right. It's the trades. Yeah. And
Yes.
we need them. And guess what? Robots can't take them over.
The world of AI. Yes.
I mean, seriously, though,
Yeah. I mean, you got to figure out how to deal with some of these problems for sure.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Other big news today, the Missouri State women's Lady Bears basketball team. As you know, they are advancing in the NCAA tournament after a strong win in the first four, if you will, play-in game. They will face top-seeded Texas this afternoon at 3 o'clock on ESPN, if you want to tune in. Meanwhile, the Mizzou Tigers men basketball, they tip off their tournament run tonight in St. Louis against Miami. That game starts at 9 o'clock or just after 9 on True TV.
'Tis the season for March Madness, you know. Do
Yes.
you do a bracket, Sarah?
So there was one that was being done at my workplace, and I was like telling my boss, I was like, dude, you didn't send me the bracket. Come on. I mean, time is running out. And he's like, man, I could have sworn I got one from you. And he logs into the system and he's like, Ethan Forhetz. I'm like, So Ethan filled out a bracket
on your
for
name.
my company. And you know what? I'm going with it because he knows more than I do about this whole shebang.
That's a hoot.
Do you even maybe remember, I'm going to win $5.
Do you remember the winning team? $5. Yeah, big payout.
Big payout.
Do you remember the winning team that he picked for you?
No. You know why? Because I haven't followed it at all. So I just went with his picks. I didn't look at them. I didn't change them. I didn't see if their jerseys are that of my favorite color. I'm just doing it.
Our kid one year, this has been like 5 years ago, he picked Loyola. I don't know if you remember Loyola, but they were like, I don't even remember, like a 15 seed, a 12 seed team, and they won. And our kid picked them because he liked the name.
I actually remember when they had quite the run. Yeah,
they were really good. Anyways,
okay. And like literally no one else on the planet would have picked them, but he did it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, obviously the convention center is still, underway. It's going to be on the April tax ballot, but 2 possible design concepts unveil today at 4 p.m. So
yes, if you're interested to see that in person, it is at the Discovery Center at 4:00 today. So I thought it was interesting, Diane. I don't know if you saw yesterday, but I was reading about this from the Springfield Business Journal. And apparently they are because they were interviewing Cora Scott with the city. And I guess the design concepts are like very different, the 2 that will be unveiled today. So I'm excited to take a look.
Well, and here's another, did you know fact? I didn't know this, but the current expo center does not have a kitchen. It doesn't have a kitchen. So again, if we're wanting to lure in these big groups,
we need an ability to have food.
Yeah, it has to be remodeled. We really do need that. And it's not paid by us, tax people. It's paid by visitors coming with a hotel lodging tax. So
yeah, it'll be interesting now that people have a better idea of what it's going to be, because the last time around, November, whenever it got shot down, I mean, I vote in every election and I'm like, what is this exactly? Like there was just nothing.
Right.
Nobody knew what they were voting on exactly.
You're right on. I think there was no conceptual designs. People just didn't get it. And they didn't, not that people didn't get it, but there wasn't enough information shared. So they've learned and they're improving. And so go look at the designs, folks.
Yeah. And if you don't see them today at 4, we'll show you them on Monday. How about that?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes,
there
please.
You go. Little tease. Okay, now to this. A major court ruling could shake up Missouri's marijuana industry. An appeals court has ordered the state to issue 13 licenses to a company after finding the original scoring process was flawed against them. Judges called the system inconsistent and lacking proper documentation. The decision raises questions about hundreds of other license applications, many of them which would have been denied. State health officials say they are reviewing their next steps.
And a proposal to allow 24-hour drive-through access at Springfield cannabis dispensaries is now on hold. The company behind the plan says it wants to address concerns from city staff and police. Current rules limit dispensary hours from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Officials say any changes would need careful review due to public safety concerns. The earliest the proposal could return for consideration is May.
I know. That's just what we need. 24/7 access. Yeah.
Get your weed. I mean, cannabis. Sorry, I should be more considerate with it. But no, I mean,
the voters said yes, but I'm like, what is wrong with you people? I love it. I love Springfield. I do.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
I thought you were going to say I love weed.
What are we doing?
But there's a lot of people that do rely on it medically or for their well-being.
Listen, keep your whatever.
Yeah.
A lot. Okay. Maybe there's a fraction of the users.
Well, I have a friend in the medical industry and she is like, people don't realize when they're on marijuana and cannabis, like I can only give them certain things for their pain tolerance. And so when people lie and they tell me they're not on cannabis, it immediately affects them in a negative way. And so it's just really interesting.
Yeah.
Just to listen and hear.
I know a
people's
lot of
pro
people
cons.
are on it medicinally, but this is not
Yeah.
that. This is
Right.
recreational because you don't go pick up medicine at 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? You just don't.
What if you forgot? What if you work the
Well,
night shift? Just
okay,
kidding.
maybe. Yeah. Shut up.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on. A piece of Springfield history is now up for sale. The Walnut Street Inn, a landmark bed and breakfast built in the 1800s, has been listed for just under $900,000. The current owners say they are shifting focus back to their restaurant business instead of the Airbnb business. The property has been updated in recent years and remains a popular spot for visitors.
All right. And here we go again. The price of a first class stamp could soon jump up close to $1. Do I hear $1, Bob? Well, the post office says it's considering a hike from 78 cents to as much as 95 cents. The agency loses billions of dollars every year and could run out of cash without these changes. So leaders argue U.S. stamp prices are still lower than many other countries. The proposal is now under review in Congress. Well, that gets me thinking twice about mail-in first class.
Well, I mean, the thing is there's too much competition. Like they have to do something because there's so much competition that they're struggling.
Yeah. I mean, and they got those new fancy trucks to pay for. Have you seen those new mail route trucks?
No.
They're nice.
Are they?
They're nice. Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't think I've noticed, honestly.
Oh, they're very nice.
I probably have not looked at looked at them, but I do always say hello to the driver. I look at him.
That's really nice of you.
People, not trucks. Just kidding.
Apparently, I care less about people and I care about.
I guess so, Diana. No offense, but just kidding. Okay, finally, this at Lake of the Ozarks, a hometown angler is celebrating quite a victory. Camdenton's Andy Newcomb took first place in a major fishing tournament this week. He pulled in more than 50 pounds of fish over 3 days. That victory earns him nearly $60,000 and a spot in the championship.
Wow. Congratulations to him. Sarah, can I also try to clear my name from our stories yesterday with CaseNet?
Oh, yeah.
So I did finally look myself up. And yes, I was on there, but it was for a traffic ticket, which I do like to go fast in most things in life. And yes, it was 2023. So there you have it, folks.
There you go.
Me. That's where I'm on.
I feel like
I hope you have a great
fathers
weekend.
of daughters everywhere would probably subscribe to CaseNet for that reason. They're like, who's this guy trying to, So anyway,
we hope you have a great weekend.
Thanks. You too. Good to see you.
Friday.
Thanks for tuning in with us. And we hope to see you back here Monday morning.
Bye.
Enjoy the heat.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We made it to the weekend, and I get the pleasure of delivering you some good news early this morning. We've got fantastic weather on the way for the weekend. It's going to be warm, way warm, like maybe record-setting warm in the Ozarks with mid-80s in the forecast each and every day. And we are kicking off that run of 80s starting today. It's already warm out there this morning. You might want a long sleeve shirt or a jacket this morning. You don't need it for the rest of the day. In fact, it's shorts and short sleeves weather for the course of the afternoon. Fantastic weather conditions are going to head in for the weekend. It will be kind of hot, so keep that in mind if you have outdoor plans, and it'll be sunny across the Ozarks too. So time to start thinking about sunscreen, things that you may not have pulled out of the closet in a while. They will be necessary this weekend. We have 80-degree temperatures on deck for you. A whole lot of sunshine in the forecast, and temperatures this morning, they're comfortable. We're starting out in the low 50s here in Springfield with a clear sky, and I'm expecting mostly sunny conditions through the course of the afternoon. Winds this morning are calm. I have a westerly breeze in the forecast this afternoon, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour, so it's not too strong. We will stay warm across the region with high temperatures in the 80s today, tomorrow, and on Sunday. In fact, we may approach the upper 80s on Sunday. Like, that's what I was talking about. It could be hot across the Ozarks by this weekend. These temperatures are challenging record highs through the weekend forecast. Highs for this time of the year are typically in the 60s. So this is way above average. And it's not all that common that we have these March temperatures that are this warm, but it's a warm start to spring break for sure. Elevated fire weather conditions are expected in the forecast on Sunday. A frontal boundary is going to come through on Sunday evening. And ahead of that frontal boundary, I expect the winds to be pretty breezy on Sunday. So it'll be this combination of high winds, hot temperatures, and really low relative humidity. And it's those three conditions that combine to make elevated fire weather conditions. So if you're already thinking about the weekend, cleaning up the yard or something like that, burning, not a good idea for Sunday. A slight cool down is in the forecast for the early part of next week, but overall, this is going to be really pleasant weather for a stretch of days here. Today, I have a high temperature of 86 degrees in Springfield. We only fall back to like 60 degrees overnight tonight. It'll be a super warm start to the day on Saturday, and that will allow temperatures to warm up into the upper 80s as early as Saturday. In fact, we could go 87 on Saturday, pushing 90 on Sunday. It is going to be toasty across the Ozarks, so keep that in mind if you're going to be spending some time outdoors. Some cloud cover in the forecast on Sunday, and as I mentioned on Sunday, a cold front comes through. We won't notice a lot in the way of precip with that because there's not a lot of moisture in the air. But what we will notice early next week is a cool down, and we may want to cool down from the low 90s and the record-setting temperatures from the weekend. It'll be nice back to the 60s by the time we get to Monday of next week. Around the country, what's making headlines as we wrap up another work week? Well, it's this record-breaking heat wave. It's intensifying across the western U.S. and expanding into the Great Plains. We are getting a taste of that in the Ozarks this weekend. We also are talking about critical fire weather concerns over portions of the central and northern plains today and tomorrow. Our fire weather risk increases on Sunday. And then this atmospheric river, it brings continued wet conditions to the Pacific Northwest. I've been telling you about some of the soggy conditions out in Washington State, and it looks like our friends up in the PNW are going to stay rather unsettled as we head into the weekend forecast. All right, it's time for that Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question is, which animal has blue milk? And the options were A, a hippopotamus, B, a whale, C, an elephant, or D, a rhinoceros. And the answer is A, a hippopotamus. This is a bit of a trick question, though, because generally it's white or off-white, similar to other mammals. But there is this claim out there that hippos do have a hint of blue to their milk. So, yeah, that's the answer for today. But it's not a whole lot of scientific background to back that up. Just a little bit off-white, maybe a hint of blue. Hippo milk is highly nutritious and designed to support the rapid growth of those hippo calves. Takes a lot of effort for those mama hippos to raise the babies. They grow fast. All right, here's the next trivia question for you. Which country has the only national flag in the world that is not rectangular or square? Do you think it's A, Switzerland, B, Nepal, C, the Vatican City, or D, Japan? Which country has the only national flag in the world that is not rectangular or square? You can let me know your guess at the website. It's aroundtheozarks.com. Thanks so much for ending your work week here with me at Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Weather's going to be hot this weekend. Prepare for the warmth and a taste of summer, really, with these high temperatures. And thanks to our sponsors, Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, The Trailer Ranch, Hewitt Messenger, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. We'll catch you right back here early next week.